My name's Blake Barth from Real Bytes, the IT operational manager. I get to sit here with the wonderful Mark Jones from YDS, the managing director.
Yes.
All agent marketing service, I heard.
We are. We look after all sorts of marketing services, digital first, and yes, we help companies grow with digital tools. It's excellent.
Perfect.
Good
I
fun.
love being in this room doing some podcasts. I get to talk about a conversation that I actually hold dear to my heart. Where are you wasting, or are you wasting money on digital? And I'm sure you've seen it in your industry. I see it in mine all the time. People have a plethora of tools that they've bought over the years as they've grown or shrunk, or Steve the painter's gone and bought a new piece of software.
Yeah.
And money just thrown away.
Yeah. It can feel like that.
It can.
And a lot of the time it is that. But I think there's a fundamental, the wasting money on digital. I'm going to break that out a little.
All right.
Wasting infers that we have put money in there that we are not going to see a return from in any way,
Capacity.
shape or form.
Yep.
Right? It's gone. So the question before that would be, well, why do we spend that money in the outset? Because a lot of people I meet spend money opportunistically. So someone comes and knocks on the door and says, oh, do you want to put your ad on the back of a shopper docket? I'll let you put your web address on there.
Does that still exist, Josie?
No, it doesn't actually. But for example, or side of a bus or whatever it might be,
Yeah,
digital billboards. Hey, I can get you on a billboard for $100 a month.
Out of the footy at the Gabba.
Yeah, you got shown for 30 times for 15 seconds. What did that do for you? Nothing. Oh, magic. Yes, we did waste money, and it's not unlike investing in a share on the stock market. A good mate of mine's a stockbroker, and he says the minute you start hoping a stock will return, you sell it. You should know or believe it's going to show a return because you are investing with a purpose and an intent. And you have information that tells you that stock's going to go up over time.
Just like digital tools. You're investing in these tools with a clear thing in mind.
What was your clear intent for putting that money on the table and taking that action? And if you intended to do that once and be a genius at it, then that's folly. You absolutely do not know how something is going to work when you start.
Yep.
You have an idea.
Bit of trial and error in there, bit of R&D.
And so I like to talk a lot about return on learning. I like to think a lot about survivable bets. And I also like to make sure that when we do something, we know which needle on our dashboard is going to move if we're successful or unsuccessful. And the great thing about digital marketing is if it's not working or going south, we stop. And if it is, then we redirect funds to that. And so it's actually not that hard.
So it's not necessarily wasting, it's better directing money or saving money and using
Well, did you learn something?
Did you learn something?
If you do it purposefully with a plan and you took that action and you executed well and you made the time and you thought about it and then did it and didn't get the result you wanted, well, at least you learned something.
That's fair. I guess then if we frame the question better, where should we look at wastage and what could we do better?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think spreading too many bets too broadly is one of the big issues we see.
Spray and pray.
Yeah. We also see frequently, and the office professionals listening will mostly be, I think, in large, small to mid-sized companies, which means you should have a dedicated marketing budget. And if not, that would be your first way to minimise waste.
Start at that baseline, yep.
And the reason I say that is I worked in corporate when I was with News Corp and then Fox Sports. And in corporate, you have a marketing budget. And if you don't spend it, you're in trouble. Because when you spend it, we can then go, did that work?
Yeah, that's right. You can see that ROI come back.
The one guarantee you have is if you do nothing, you'll get nothing.
Yep.
Right? You're guaranteed.
You're going backwards if you're not going
in real
forwards.
terms, definitely going backwards. And so in small to medium-sized businesses, the first trap is not allocating a budget. Because when you have a budget, what you start to do is, with discipline, you should be then deploying that in the marketplace. You do that every month. You do that through the seasons. And you do that across multiple activities. And then you're able to play them all off against each other, and then you're able to genuinely manage your marketing efforts.
See what's working, what's not working, what's worked this season, what's not going to work. Yeah, that's very important for
And wasting your money would be still doing things that don't work over time.
Even though you've seen it.
Expecting a different... That's insanity. think is the definition of that. So I think having a very conscious plan, having a clear budget, and then having a sense of also what's happening in the world around us. No business operates in a vacuum. And what we do see is businesses spending money into serious headwinds, such as the market's collapsing. Right now, we've been through a couple of elections, tons of uncertainty. There's this tariff rubbish coming out of the US, right? Yep. So all this choppiness, that's an uncertain environment. For a lot of businesses right now, the smartest thing might be to sit on the sidelines.
Yep.
And just wait a bit, keep your powder dry, come back out, sell ice cream in summer.
Yep.
Don't go trying to do it in the tough times, right?
Easter was a perfect example. I think in the total of Easter, at least for up here in Queensland, we had like 5 or 6 working days sporadically spread throughout. So throwing marketing budget or XYZ at something that might not be a service-based industry, terrible at that time because everybody's on holidays.
Great call. Black Friday sales.
Yep.
We see those sales events digitally bringing a lot of new entrants to the market. That's a time where you only want to be taking the field if you're a genuine expert at it.
Yep.
Because there are fewer spaces available, the audience is distracted, they're all looking at all sorts of things, you'll pay a premium for every placement and you'll tear through your money super fast unless you know what you're doing. Don't play, just sit back.
That'd be a perfect example of a waste. Know what you're about to enter into. Christmas time would be another great example, I guess, for a lot of these office professionals and businesses when they're trying to get in front of businesses ahead of the curve.
Yeah, so we have a number of businesses who'll say, here's my annual budget, and we'll then go into Google Trends, look at their keywords and what they do through the year by month, and then adjust their budget based on the competitiveness per month for what they do. Sometimes just take the money out, halve the budget, just sit in the background, and other times double down and go hard. Financial cycles, for example, if you're working in a financial business, we have a company who works with us who does depreciation schedules for investment properties. Well, we know they're hot every year, back end of June through to about mid-September, then it's quiet again.
Yep.
So we double down, triple down.
Yeah, that's right. So it's like outsourcing without a strategy, right? There's no point throwing money to the wind.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Now some will land, and that's actually where you start. That's why marketing initially is really inefficient, because we have to work out what works for each business, their stage of growth, their competitive set, their customer expectations. Is your market rising or falling? Have you got headwinds, tailwinds? Your skills in the business? What do you know? What don't you know? All those things come into where and how shall I allocate my budgeting, for the year, for the month, for the campaign, and learning from that. Good solid dashboard, good discipline around monthly reviews, sooner if you can, but typically monthly, and then adjust. And then we're learning, we're going forward, we're getting better. Eventually hitting marketing escape velocity, where my dollar spent leads to more than dollar coming back somewhere in my business in the future.
That ROI circle. Yeah. And I guess that's it's where this we've talked about in the past. AI needs a human touch. You need to be able to get in front of these things and look at them and look at real people's trends. So
I'll tell you where AI is being used too, if you want waste. Inside Google and Facebook, the AI is there to encourage you as a user to spend your dough.
To buy more, spend more,
It'll show you data that looks like you're going well.
Yep.
But you'll have zero benchmark or comparison as to whether you're actually outperforming other people who are,
And we're noticing that wastage across the board in all the tools, all the vendors, Microsoft, Google, Cisco, HP, all the huge tech vendors are spending on their marketing for one, but they're also spending on their tools saying AI is doing it better. Is it?
Yeah.
Lots of wastage going, lots of people buying into these trends.
Yeah.
So
Give you an example of a little odd data point that might be a surprise. Marketing escape velocity is when someone's able to spend that dollar and get more back. So then it's like, how many dollars can I get and how much of a gap can I create? So Blake, you must see something similar in IT. You've got to see, in marketing, there's lots of ways to overspend, misspend. What are some of the classic ways you see people doing that?
I'd even use the phrasing underspend too. In IT, it's interesting. It's really simple stuff, and it's where IT and marketing often quite meet as well, and the other teams. Broken forms, or a perfect example is a gravity form on a web page that's meant to drive this traffic back into an IT business or another business.
What's a gravity form for people listening?
Gravity form is a fantastic plugin we use with our customers to.
Which is the software behind the form.
Predictive. It's got predictive smarts in it, and the form basically uses AI and automation to give you the next answer or prompt your customer for the next answer. So we support a lot of these across our customers, which is...
But they're just web forms,
They're
aren't
just
they?
web forms.
So that web form breaks, someone goes to fill in a form and it goes nowhere.
It goes no, and so you've lost a lead.
Yeah.
And our customers, we often get calls from people that we haven't looked after going, hey, we haven't received any leads from our web forms for months. Can you have a look at our website hosting? We jump in, have a look and go, oh, it's been broken, because there's no reporting on it.
Yeah.
Another one is spend on, we always call out the big guys in the market, Microsoft. Again, lots of wastage in that if you're not using the products properly, but it ties into everything else in the business. Like, have you had that Adobe license sitting with the marketing person that's left for the last 6 months just sitting in the background, turning over? So
yeah, and they're not cheap, are they? I mean, some of these licenses can get
a Creative Cloud subscription at hundreds of dollars a month if you wanted to, and that's savings that could be going back into all kinds of other things. So.
Yeah. Isn't it a shame these companies don't tell us when they have a software piece?
Why would they, right?
We haven't logged in for months.
Absolutely. Sorry, you're not using this. Would you like us to cancel the subscription from your credit card? Never.
That's
Wouldn't
right.
that be great?
Yeah.
The other place we find wastage is when we're working with like office professionals and stuff together, where unfortunately, just due to the nature of their job, either from different departments, they've duplicated work roles or they've duplicated pieces of things to do it, and they don't realise. So again, they're doing something in column A that also happens in column B over and over and over again. So
that's interesting. So we don't see that because we're often in the marketing area. Digital goes across a range of functions, but I guess the office professionals listening might really want to think about checking in with the various departments who may each have different tools and making sure that's being collated somewhere.
Absolutely, and keeping a record of that, because without knowing what's going on in that business and working towards it, 3 different departments might have gone and bought the exact same piece of software.
Yeah. Easily
what a waste.
done.
What a waste.
Absolutely. So what would you think of as the starting point to sort of stop that leak and catch it as early as possible?
Well, the first thing we always say is track every dollar, match your spends to outcomes as well. This is for marketing as well. So we go in and it's really simple stuff. Look at your bank statements. That line, do you know what that is? And XYZ? And bookkeepers and everything will do that for you. But if you've been buying Microsoft or something for months, they just go, oh, they've been buying that, tick, flick away. Another really good thing is you can run some tools on your network to report what software is being used by your end user. We do that as an IT department quite often. And they go in and find stuff. Joomla is a website one, but there's other various pieces like really old Adobe software that's sitting on these networks people have forgotten about. They've just been there for forever.
Wow. Still paying a license.
Still paying a license for it.
What a waste. In marketing, we just simply make sure there is a solid dashboard pulled together. It's often in there, but making sure the data that informs it is actually correctly connected.
And setting the right budgets, right? It's all about
Setting a
budgeting
budget.
in exactly both of our fields. If the budgets aren't right, you're not going to any conformance metrics.
Yes, exactly. Seeing if you're well off track. So, and moving from that return on learning to return on that investment. So,
I guess the final couple of points of this that we often talk to is it's not about spending less or spending more. It's about smart spending the money where you need to spend it, and that applies to both of our fields.
Yeah, absolutely.